Hey YouTube, it's me again with another game chat video. You know, I had a lot of fun last time, so I thought I'd come back, do it again. This game chat video, if you hadn't watched the previous one that I uploaded a week ago, what I'm doing is just sitting down, talking about video games, just having a little chat. Think of it as a little late night talk show or early morning, early afternoon, whenever you happen to be watching this. It's just me talking about games or whatever crosses my mind. And now I'm not doing anything special here. No video editing, no special effects. I hit the record button. I cut it off at the end of the video. That's all I'm doing. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Don't watch my videos anymore. Actually, I take that back. Keep watching my videos because I want you to watch my videos. And then leave some comments down below in the comments section to let me know what you think. And if you have any questions on anything, like, hey, what are you going to do for your next video? Or what's your favorite game? What's your favorite game system? I don't know. These are just some examples. Leave me some questions. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I love answering questions about video games. Anyway, on today's game chat, I wanted to show you something. How do I put this? I don't know. Let me just get out an example. I don't know if any of you have ever seen anything like this. It's a movie. Duh. Okay. But what is it? Actually, it's a... what these are called at the store are SteelBook cases. Now this, of course, The Matrix on Blu-ray. Nothing terribly fancy. However, the case is made out of metal. You know, it's like thin aluminum or tin or something. I don't know. It's pretty nice, and they're called SteelBook cases because SteelBook is actually the brand who makes it. So if you find a CD case that's in metal, it's not necessarily SteelBook per se, because SteelBook is a trademark. That's a brand name. It's kind of like Kleenex. You know, it's facial tissue, not Kleenex. Kleenex is the name brand. But we won't argue semantics here. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to call everything with a metal case a SteelBook. Fair enough. These are cool because they add an extra level of uniqueness to your collection, whether it be movies or games. And yes, the metal, it is metal, so it's cool. It is actually magnetic, so you know, take a look at that. Just have a little magnet stuck on there. I think it's pretty neat. Anyway, I've seen these a few years ago with special edition of video games, and I always wanted to get my hands on one. Right now I actually have 3 that in my collection, which I'd like to share with you. First is Perfect Dark Zero for the Xbox 360. Perfect Dark Zero is a follow-up to the Nintendo 64 title Perfect Dark, and it's actually I think it's one of the earlier console first-person shooters. So it actually got a lot of great reviews. A lot of people, well, I don't know if I should say a lot. I remember one time in high school, some guy was raving about Perfect Dark, saying, "Oh, it's one of the best games for the Nintendo 64." That's his opinion. I've played Perfect Dark, the original one, and after playing games such as Halo, Unreal, things like that, I just couldn't get my hands around the controls very well because it just didn't feel right, and I found it to be a somewhat difficult game. Perfect Dark Zero, I have never played myself. I'm getting around to it. Why do you have it? Well, you might find out I have a lot of games that I've never played. Anyway, this SteelBook container, it actually comes in a plastic sleeve that comes off of the SteelBook. So on the front you see it says Perfect Dark. I don't know if I can get that in the right lighting. And then the picture of Joanna Dark on the front. Kind of a neat sci-fi cityscape image on the background with, I don't know, people that I presume you're going to shoot in the game. Most SteelBook games and movies, they should come with some sort of extra packaging. And I would say mostly just so that you can get the proof of purchase on the UPC code, because if you tried printing that UPC code on the metal itself, the scanners at the store probably wouldn't pick it up very well. So that's why this comes in a little sleeve. And I kind of like that, you know, it just kind of adds another level of uniqueness to it. Now, my copy of Matrix, sorry, picking that back up. My copy of Matrix had a cardboard cover to it, and which that did have the UPC code on the back. But I'm not going to hang on to some cheap cardboard sleeve. If it fit over nicely, it'd be good. But it was just kind of one of those things where it just kind of fit over the top like this, and then the UPC was printed on the back. I didn't like it. I got rid of it. My next game in the SteelBook is Doom 3. Now, when this came out, of course, this is the special limited collector's edition, which, in addition to the game, it has, let's see if I can find this, behind the scenes of Doom 3, a G4 video game TV icons feature, interviews with the ID or id software team. I've never known if they're ID or id. I call them ID. I don't know. In concept and production art gallery. I just started playing a little bit of this tonight just to test it out. But it started off kind of slowly, kind of like the Half-Life games. Actually, I'd say more like Half-Life 1, where you show up in the facilities, you run along, you don't have a weapon yet, and it's like, hey buddy, you're new to the area, go over this way. And so I did that for, I don't know, about 5 minutes, and I just said, you know what, I give up. I was kind of hoping I'd just turn on the game and start shooting things. That's not quite the way that worked. Anyway, this also comes with the plastic sleeve, which is removable, and the box art is pretty minuscule. I don't know if I can get that to look pretty good on the video or not. There's plenty of light coming on it now, and the background or the back of the box looks pretty garish, I would have to say. But anyway, that's my copy of Doom 3. And the last SteelBook game I have is, of course, Halo 2. Now, this game, all of my SteelBook games I've bought used. So I was fortunate enough for Halo 3 and for Perfect Dark Zero to get a really good copy where the SteelBook wasn't too rusted or dinged up too bad, and both of them came with the plastic cover on them. Halo 2, I also bought used, and it did not come with the plastic cover, but there it's pretty basic. The circular icon and the number 2, they're in blue, as is the limited collector's edition. This is actually a raised graphic, so you could feel that on there. And on the back, a wonderful black and white shot of Master Chief. Now, here's kind of the pitfall of buying games used. Since I bought the limited collector's edition SteelBook copy of Halo 2, that doesn't mean that the game inside is the limited edition copy. And in fact, I don't know if anybody can verify this for me or not. To me, I would think that this is just the basic version of Halo 2. I don't know if there's anything special with this. If anybody can verify that or not, let me know. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. I could just do a Google search for Collector's Edition and maybe find out, but I think that that's just the regular copy. Which, that's fine with me, because really, I wanted the game to play the game, and I wanted the SteelBook because I think that's kind of a neat little thing. Anyway, there are other games out there that have the SteelBook on them. I can't name them all, and, well, because quite honestly, there's probably far more than I know. However, I do believe Resident Evil 5 has the SteelBook, and one slightly more rare game, which if you can get your hands on this, I would recommend keeping it, is the limited edition of Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Nintendo Wii. That's a really cool game because it takes Metroid Prime 1 and 2, which were originally released for the Nintendo GameCube, bundles that in with Metroid Prime 3, which gives you the Wii Nunchuck and or the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck controllers, and all three of those games have the Wii Remote controls as opposed to the GameCube, where you just have the regular GameCube controller. So if you can find that, keep your hands on that. And for each of these games, of course, they do have a regular edition where it just comes in the regular plastic case, but if you can find these and for a cheap enough amount, I definitely recommend getting the SteelBook editions, just because they're really neat. You can kind of brag a little bit and show them off to people. But sometimes you just want to play the games. And in the case of the Metroid Prime trilogy, I also know that that game is costly no matter what version you buy of it. So maybe if you do get your hands on a copy of that, especially for really cheap, I think the game used goes for about $80, believe it or not. So if you can get your hands on the game for $50 or less, you might want to go for it and hang on to that game for a very long time, because I think the collector value of that is just going to skyrocket a little bit. So that was my collection of SteelBook cases. Let me know if you have any of your own, or if you've started your Blu-ray SteelBook collection, because I think those are really neat. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.